All right, today we're tackling a really big idea, a theoretical system that's designed to connect pretty much all of the world's information to answer our biggest questions. Let's dive into this concept of a global intelligence engine. So, first things first, let's just look at our world in a totally different way. Forget the maps with countries and borders for a second. Instead, picture it as this massive sea of information, where every single dot you see is a piece of data. It could be a city, a natural resource, maybe a financial transaction. Right now, it just kind of looks like a jumble, right? Just noise. But here's the kicker. What if you could connect all those dots? That question, right there, that's the real driving force behind this incredible concept we're exploring today. The idea of a single engine that could comb through all this data at once and pull out these hidden patterns and find some real answers. So how would you do that? How do you unlock all that potential? Well, the proposed answer is a system called GCIQ. GCIQ. That stands for the Global Centre for Intelligence Questioning. And, as the guy who designed it, Guy Lakeman, sees it, it's not just some giant database. Think of it more like a central hub, a place you can go to ask really complex questions of all the world's data. Okay, so that sounds great in theory, right? But how would an engine this massive actually work? Let's pop the hood and take a look. So, at its core, you've got something called the Open Ownership Intelligence Engine. And honestly, the name itself tells you a lot. The whole point is to make a super powerful intelligence tool that's not, locked away in some corporate vault. The idea is for it to be accessible to, well, everyone. And get this, connecting to it is supposed to be super simple. It would all start with the stuff you already own, your phone, your tablet, your computer. With that hardware, you get the intelligence engine software, and then this special token. And that's it. That's your key to the whole global network. Okay, so this global internet token, that's the digital key. Now, the source material gets a little technical here. It talks about weight change, transfer, connectivity, but don't worry about the jargon. The main idea, the important part, is that this token is like a bridge. It's what connects your device to this huge shared brain, the massive processing power of the whole GCIQ system. And it's not just for you and me either. The system is really designed to work on two different levels. On one hand, you've got individual people, global citizens, using their own devices. But on the other hand, it's also built for big companies, offering them massive, high-volume processing power through the cloud. So it scales up. Okay, so we've got the engine, we've got how you'd access it, but what's the point? What's the big payoff here? What can this thing actually do with all that data? Well, here's a fantastic example. Imagine it sifting through mountains of environmental data. It could pinpoint with incredible precision the exact spots on the planet that get the most sunlight. I mean, think about what that means for planning solar energy projects. That's a game changer. Or how about this? The system could take, say, the ASEAN region and layer on top of it all the data about population and then all the data about infrastructure. Instantly, you'd see these hotspots, places with tons of people, but maybe not enough resources or internet. You could see the need in real time. And it just goes on and on. The potential uses are just huge. We're talking about questions across so many different fields: environmental, geopolitical, infrastructure, you name it. From finding the best spot for satellite coverage to, literally finding the most isolated populations on Earth. But, just crunching numbers is only part of the story. It's just the beginning, really. The real big picture, the mind-blowing part, is thinking about what this kind of connectivity could actually mean for all of us. Because the ultimate goal here, it's about empowerment. It's about giving every single person the ability to tap into this global brain, to take in all this information and, as the source puts it, raise their intellectual connectivity. It's about leveling up our collective intelligence. And really, this is the core vision right here. It's a huge shift. We go from a world where data is stuck in silos, where only a few experts can understand it, to a world where it's an interconnected web of knowledge, something that everyone can access and use. And that really brings us to the most provocative question of all, doesn't it? It's the whole point of the GCIQ concept. It really makes you wonder, what kind of solutions, what new ideas, what incredible breakthroughs could we discover if we could ask any question we wanted of all the world's data? So I'll leave you with this thought. If you had an engine like this at your fingertips, what's the very first question you would ask?